Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the fifth lecture of our CSE 101 playlist. And today we are going to start learning about DSA. So this is just a basic introduction of the DSA and we will dive deep into it in another playlist. Okay, so let's start. So what is data structure? It is a way to organize and store data to perform operations efficiently. And what are some examples of data structures? Arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues, trees, graphs, hash table, etc. Now, what does it mean to store and organize data to perform operations efficiently? Now, how exactly do we do that? So, that is done by using algorithms. So, data structures are like we can say a type of entities, and the algorithms are like how we use them. So if we have various ingredients to make a dish, so those ingredients are the data structures and the recipe is what is an algorithm. So this is a one-dimensional array. So as you can see, we have a sequential type of like element storage. This is two-dimensional. So that's 2 cross 3, and this is 3-dimensional array. What is this? This is a linked list. That's our head pointer. These are the next nodes of it. What is this? That's a stack. So it is a last in, first out type of data structure. I'll explain what that means. And this is a queue data structure, which is first in, first out. So what is last in, first out? It means that the last element that we inserted will be the first one to go out, and in a queue, the first element that we inserted will be the first to go out. So that's what LIFO and FIFO means. This is a tree, this is a graph. So tree is basically a hierarchical structure. That's the root of the tree and these are its children. This is a graph, it's like a network of nodes, and this is a hash function, a hash map. So these are the keys and these are the values stored in the buckets. Okay, so let's move on. So what's an algorithm? As I said that it's like a recipe of a food dish. So it's a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem. Now there are some characteristics of an algorithm, like what's the input, output, definiteness, finiteness, effectiveness, and so on. And what are some examples of algorithms? It's like sorting a list, searching for an item, etc. Now, what are some real world examples of these data structures? So, for arrays, we all know music playlists. So, songs are stored and accessed by index. Now, we also know what's a leaderboard in gaming. So, top scores are stored in a fixed size list. Now, list is like an array in Python. Just the name is different. And what are image pixels? They are stored in 2D arrays for processing. So that comes in like computer vision and all of that. What are linked lists? So applications of linked list are web browser history. So we like press this icon on a web browser and then we can go back to the previous page, and if we press this then we can go to the next page. So that's done using linked list. Similarly, music queues, image viewer, slideshow, and all of that are the applications of a linked list. Now, what are the applications of a stack? So, the undo feature in text editor, last action undone first. So, whenever we press Ctrl Z and try to undo something, so those are stored in a stack and the last operation will be popped out. Call stack in programming language, parenthesis matching, all of these are applications of stack. Now, what about queue? So, printer queue. So if I print 5 documents at the same time, let's take 3, 1, 2, 3. So then the first document which will be in the queue will be taken out first, then the second one, and then the third one, and so on. So as we talked about it, this is FIFO. Customer support system, ticketing system, all of those are examples of applications of queue. Now what about tree? So file systems, company organization chart, HTML DOM. So we can talk about this in web development. So there will be a root and then there will be like nodes. So for example, an H1, an H2, an H3, like that. What about graph? So they are used in social medias basically. So like if I am a person, let's say user A, and if I have various friends like user B and user C, user D, so that all that relationship is stored in a graph. Google Maps, as we know, we also talked in the previous lecture about the Dijkstra's algorithm, right? Then the recommendation systems also used in social medias. All of those are applications of a graph. Now what about hash table? So database indexing, caching. This is really important. Password storage. So we have keys and we have their values. And let's say like if I have a key A and its value is 1, key B value is 2, C 3. So that's how hash maps work. Now there's something that's known as heap. So we'll have a priority queue. Let's say that here the events will be organized based on the priority. So if 5 is the highest priority, let's say then we have the third priority event and then the second. That's the priority value, okay? So 5 means the highest priority. So that's how it will be stored, and based on the priority we will dequeue the elements from the queue. Okay. Now there's something called time and space complexity. That's a really important subtopic of data structures and algorithms. So what is time complexity? It measures how the runtime of an algorithm grow with input size n. It helps compare the efficiency of algorithms. An example, linear search is O of n and binary search is O log n. Okay, so this O, it gives us the big O gives us the worst case time complexity. Now let's say I have an array and it has 4 elements, 1 2 3 4. Now if I want to perform a linear search, what it means is that I'll traverse all of these elements and then find the element that I want. So if what is the worst case here, that I need to find 4, that's the last element. So we had 4 elements, so n equals to 4. So this will be O of n time complexity. And in binary search, well, let me erase that. So in binary search, we will have a sorted array. So again 1 2 3 4, and let's say that this time I want to search 4. So first we will divide it by the mid element. The indexes are 0 1 2 3. We will divide it by the mid, then we will compare the mid element by the key that we need to find, and since this is not 4, 2 will be our mid element, and since 2 is less than 4, so we will move to searching in the right half, and then the mid will be 3, and then since 4 is still greater than 3, so we will move to this half and eventually we will find 4. This is just like a rough explanation of binary search, and the time complexity comes out to be O log of n, which is less than the linear search complexity, which is why time complexities are super important. Now what is space complexity? So we measure how much extra memory an algorithm use. So it includes the inputs, temporary variables, recursion stack, etc. So like if we are using an array, that's O of n, and in place sort, so that's O of 1. So if we have an array and if we use another array to help us store this array, so then what we use this extra space, that is the space complexity. What does in place sorting means? It means that we are sorting the array without using any extra space right here itself by changing the elements. Now where can you practice DSA? So we have these various platforms like Geeks for Geeks, LeetCode, HackerRank, CodeChef, InterviewBit and NeetCode.io. This has an amazing list of the blind 75 which we are going to make in playlist for in future. So yeah, these are some super amazing platforms which you can use to practice DSA. Okay, so that is it for this lecture. I hope you liked it. So please like, share, and subscribe to make this beautiful grandma happy. Thank you so much for listening to me till the end. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye bye. Nice.